Ira Epstein of Linn Associates with your morning flash update for this Thursday, the 7th of October, 2021. What time are we now? Well, we're about 8:25 a.m. Central Time. So what just came out? Well, just a moment ago, we got the unemployment claims. We got the Challenger report. We were up about 320, 330 points when the claims came out. They're better than thought. In other words, they're going down. And that took the market down a little because what does it do? It says that unless you get a terrible miss tomorrow on the jobs data, you're going to see tapering announced in November. How could that not be? So the market's dealing with that a little bit. I want to use the word a little bit. I don't think it matters that much. The other thing that happened that put you up here is that late in the afternoon you saw that Mitch McConnell sent notice to Chuck Schumer that the Republicans will extend the debt ceiling within reason. In other words, there'll be an increase in it. They'll extend the time frame to December. Immediately, Elizabeth Warren says, well, they blinked. They didn't blink. First of all, forget that you're a Democrat or Republican, because I don't want to be either on this show. What I want to be is just realistic. That nobody blinked. This was well thought out. This still puts the fingerprint of whatever's going to happen on the Democrats, but the Republicans go, whoa, we didn't shut the economy down. We didn't do any of that. Now they'll watch the sideshow for 2 months as to how the arguments about spending even a lot more money on this, it'll no longer be a $3.5 trillion reconstruction bill, but they'll argue about spending $2 trillion on that bill. Will it get through? There'll be tax talk. What's going to happen? The onus, this just is so well thought out. It's a chess game. And it puts all the problems on who? I think the Democrats for the near term. Then we'll see what happens. In the grain market, don't forget that you're still at that time of the year where you're getting what? This is the harvest pressure. Bonds and notes, they took one look at the data that came out. Maybe we should show that right now. The Challenger Group came out with 17,895 positions that are going to be cut. That's bigger than last month. I'm surprised at that. The initial jobless claims, this is a beat. You had them drop 326,000. So now the thinking goes this way. Those September payouts ended. The $300 a week extra payouts in half the states ended in September. People are going back to work. I think you have to think that. Continuing jobless claims, they keep dropping. That's a positive sign. We'll see the natural gas storage going to show an injection, they're saying, of 100 billion cubic feet. What else happened in nat gas? Well, President Putin of Russia turns around and says, Europe, we don't want to hurt you. We're going to give you more natural gas. Now, think of what's going on. Europe is now so dependent on Putin and OPEC, it's a joke. The U.S. sits there with all our reserves in shale. We're not producing. We have to import to make up our shortfall. And what are we going to do to help prices in the U.S.? Well, it's pretty simple. We threaten to sell more of our stockpiles onto the market. Is that a permanent move or a temporary move? Let me think about that. You know the answer. There's something that's all wrong with this at this point in time. I'm green. I get it. We all have to be green. But there's a way you phase it in so you don't get these dependency rolls on OPEC+. Wow, I can't believe we're worrying about them. At 2 today, we're going to get the consumer credit, and the Chinese financial markets open Friday. That's really tonight. Remember the time differences that happen in the U.S. It's late afternoon, and we will see what happens. Going to be a very important opening. Watch copper. It'll give you an idea as to what the markets do as the Chinese come back. I'm writing a special report, and I've written a good part of it, on copper and how low the supplies are now at the LME warehouse and other visible supply areas that the world counts on. That's going to be very important. So as I'm looking at the market, gold failing again. Gold is just miserable. I don't know how to put the word any other way. Bitcoin backing off, but look where it's backing off from. This market went for new highs at 56,000. As states and other municipalities put in more and more of their pension plan money, how could this stay down? I think it's going to go up. It's a new asset class. It isn't going away. If you take a look at the yen, down a little bit. Is the dollar? Well, pretty stable. That's about all that I could say about it, and that's because interest rates climbing that little bit right here. I want to remind you, you've got a lot of reports coming out. You want to be on top of them. We cover them throughout the day, each and every day. We don't write a special report on finance or grains or softs or energies. It's all day long. New updates, talking option strategies, who's doing what, chart analysis. Not mine necessarily. Mine is for my subscribers. They do it for people in general, all the clients of Ira Epstein and Company. It's not even Ira Epstein, it's the Ira Epstein division of Linn Associates. I'm so used to that old name of mine because I am part of Linn, and I'm a happy part of Linn. As you take a look at all this, this is what goes on with the markets as I'm looking at everything. I find it fascinating as to how much data we're able to put out. Price counts, very important. You don't get this at other firms. What is it? Think of Fibonacci on steroids. How do you get all this? It is free. That's a scary word, isn't it? Just go to our website. On the bottom right, free offers. Click there. I'm Ira Epstein. I will talk to you all later. Have a good day.